Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam. Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura, Haribo, Nitai Gaura, Haribo, Haribo. Haribo, Nitai Gaura, Haribo, Nitai Gaura, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura, Haribo. Paramahansa Haribhajagacharya Astatarasatasi Sri Maharaj's Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Paramahansa Haribhajagacharya Astatarasatasi Sri Maharaj's Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gokopina Shamakund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Ganga Mai Ki Jamuna Mai Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Brihat Radanga Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Shri Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Shri Radha Shama Sundara Ki Shri Radha Madhava Ki Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Go ahead, someone.
Let's see. Wishing Dave.
ठीक क्या नमस्ते नरसे माया Ito Narsinga Parato Narsinga Yato Yato Yamitato Narsinga Mahi Narsinga Hridaya Narsinga Narasinga Madem Sharana Prapadye Tava Karakamalava Naga Advuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Re Jai Jagadisha Re Jai Jagadisha Re Jaya Narsingadev, 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 Jaya Narsingadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Shingadev Bhagwan ki jai, Maharaj ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. Before some of you start leaving, a very important announcement. Today is a very special day of the year. We have a very special program going forward, and it goes on until 9 o'clock. So right now there's a Sunday school for the children until 6:30, but after that all of you can come back up with the children. Those of you leaving with the children can come back, because we'll have a very special kirtan program until 9 o'clock. So right now is a Sunday feast class as normal, but after that there'll be more kirtan and everyone can come back up. We have one of the most special kirtans of the year happening today, and so just want to let the parents know who are leaving with their children.
Conversation with you.
Okay, so if everyone who's here for the class can come up forward, you can bring your chairs forward. Everyone can please come forward.
Sometime in mid-June. So I need to speak with you to refresh my memory, etc.
Today we have a very special evening dedicated to the holy name, and the class will be given by His Holiness Romapada Swami Maharaj. Most of you know him here, but I'll still introduce. Maharaj is a sannyasi, a senior disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and an initiating spiritual master in ISKCON. For more than 50 years, Maharaj has been dedicating his life to practicing and teaching Bhakti Yoga and the Bhagavad Gita. With his guidance, numerous congregational programs, Sunday schools, college, and corporate outreach initiatives have taken place, and book distribution efforts around the world have flourished. Maharaj regularly travels throughout the world, inspiring thousands of people by illuminating the path of devotional service. Today, we're especially fortunate to have Maharaj's association and inspiration to prepare us for the next 2 hours of the chanting, which we'll talk about more after the class that will take place. For over 50 years, Maharaj has been chanting this holy name of Krishna, so he knows how to do it well, and he's been nurturing and guiding this Naperville, Chicagoland community. And thus, we're very grateful he's chosen to spend this Sunday with all of us. Let's give him a very warm welcome.
We have our favorite song, just following our founder Acharya, who sang this song before most of his classes. This is very simple. Names of Krishna in Vrindavan. Let's go to Vrindavan through sound. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hadi Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivada Dhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivada Dhari Jasodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jasodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamuna Tiravana Jadi Yamuna Tiravana Jadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hadi Madhava Kunjabi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hadi Gopi Janabadha Girivada Dhari pidana balabha girivada dadi. Jasodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jasodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jamuna Tiravana Jadi Yamuna Tiravana Jadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjami Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjami Radhe Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Bhagavadgacharya Astatarasatasi Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Gaur Premanandi. There's, by design, this class is going to be short because the kirtan is going to be long and it's going to take some time to set up for the kirtan. So get ready for a short class. Short but sweet. Hopefully. What you see on the screen is an image that inspires me. That's why I'm sharing it. It has to do with chanting or with any form of devotional service, but particularly in the context of chanting. When we're chanting, it's very simple. The simple is the speaking part of the body makes a sound. These things on the side of the head, they hear the sound. And speak, vibrate, and hear the sound. And that's, the physical part. And then the inner part is the hearing of that sound has an effect, or can have an effect, if one hears in such a way that you're present with the sound. It's possible to not be present with the sound. And maybe some of us in the room make the sound and hear the sound, but we're not really present with the sound because our attention is elsewhere. Our consciousness is elsewhere. Our relationship is with a problem or some issue or a conflict or something. So chanting is a practice, a discipline that makes one available for being present with Krishna. And Krishna is very kind. You call his name and he's there. There's no delay. Not like there's somebody on the other side of the room and you say, "Hey, Prabhu, can you come on over here?" Well, like instantly through sound, Krishna is present. And then from our side, when calling Krishna by name, be present with him by the sound vibration with him. And know the image is meant to inform us. All we have to do, along with make the sound and hear the sound, is be present with the sound. I mentioned this yesterday at the celebration at Stoka Krishna and Manasi Ganga's home. With deity worship, two things: punctuality and cleanliness. Then the third thing is being present. And it was very clear from hearing the family members, they feel the presence of their deity in their lives for 25 years. It's a long time to be present with someone and feel close to that someone through 25 years. And same with the holy name. Very simple. Be present and know I am here with you. I thought a very nice thing to do this evening is to make reference to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur for two reasons. One is I feel a personal relationship with him because the very first Krishna conscious literature I received was an article in the Back to Godhead magazine, an article written by him. And rather than going into the detail of that, it had a very dramatic impact on my trajectory of becoming very interested in Krishna consciousness because of him. Second is, he took a vow. There's history, but because of time, I'm not going to give the history. He took a vow that he would chant 1 billion names, and to fulfill that vow, he left Jagannath Puri, came to Mayapur, took residence in the place that was the headquarters of, later became the headquarters of Gaudiya Math. There was no Gaudiya Math at this time. And he chanted 3 times 64 rounds a day for 9 years. That means he was well acquainted with the holy name and had superhuman spirit and enthusiasm to hear. So just as a case in point, coming up in the 4th of July weekend, and every year we have a festival of the holy name. At the conclusion of that festival of holy name is what we call 64 round day. And it's uphill for many people to chant 64 rounds in one day. 3 times 64 rounds in one day, every day for 9 years. It's a Superman. For 9 years. So this is the place, marks the place, and what didn't look like this. He just had a grass hut. And then later they built this as the place where he chanted these amazing number of rounds. So because he's an authority on chanting, I thought we should start with this particular verse. We can all say together, most of us know the verse. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nascheva, 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 Gatir Anyata. Translation. In this age of Kali, there is the only means of deliverance is chanting of the holy name of Lord Hari Krishna. There's no other way, no other way, no other way. And this is from the Naradiya Purana, and it's an authoritative statement. It's not just a born-again Krishna message. It's a scriptural statement That is, the chanting of the holy name has such importance. Now here, one who has chanted as much as Bhaktisiddhanta has chanted, what does he have to say about this verse? Here's a photograph of Bhaktisiddhanta. And here's what he has explained. This Harer Nama has an unspoken or a tacit message. And what's that tacit message? Although the message is Harer Nama, and that's the only way, he indicates that as followers of Lord Chaitanya, we don't just worship Krishna. We worship Radha Krishna. We worship Krishna not alone, but we worship Krishna with Radha. And similarly, the recitation of Harinam is incomplete and improper unless it is accompanied by Harikatha. So I'm doing the Harikatha part, and very soon Madhava is going to do the Hare Krishna part. But they meant to go together, or it's incomplete and improper unless they are together. Like we don't worship Krishna alone, and just like that. Here's a similar statement. Sri Krishna, who is the reservoir of all transcendental pleasure, manifests in a heart filled with simplicity, before eyes that have been spiritualized. She's just paraphrasing a verse from Lord Chaitanya's teachings. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. On a tongue inclined to his service, and in an ear inclined to hear Harikatha. So we heard the ear inclined to hear Harikatha. Here's a nice verse. Many of you know the verse. We'll say the verse together if you'd like. Aho bata swapachok to gariyan so jab jiva gre vartate namatubhyam te pastapaste juhuvu sarshnur arya pramano churnama granantiyete. Translation. Oh, how glorious are they who just the tips of their tongues are chanting your holy name. Even if born in families of dog eaters, swapacha, in the first line, such persons are worshipable. Persons who chant the holy name of your Lordship must have executed all kinds of austerities and fire sacrifices and achieved all the good manners of the Aryans. To be chanting the holy name of your Lordship, they must have bathed in the holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas, and fulfilled everything required. And if they haven't, they become so qualified instantly just by chanting your name. That's how the teaching of Lord Chaitanya applies this method of chanting. Now, because I decided to primarily focus on Bhaktisiddhanta for reasons mentioned. Here are some sayings that he has expressed about chanting. This is the Harikatha part. Chant the Mahamantra loudly and with attachment. This will drive away inertia, worldly ills, and disturbances. The holy name is by nature eternal and full of knowledge and bliss, just as Krishna, because the name of Krishna is Krishna, and so full by nature, full of knowledge and bliss. By the holy name's mercy, a living entity revives his spiritual consciousness. This again is, he's repeating in his own language the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. That's what an acharya does. He doesn't make something. He just repeats that something in his own language very consistently. The useless thoughts, some persons have useless thoughts, will gradually disappear as the irrevocable fruits of chanting the holy names. Do not be in a hurry. I added the color. There's this little saying in ISKCON, you can Hare Krishna, but you can't hurry Krishna. And some persons are not patient. But Krishna moves in his own way, at his own choosing, at his own pace, and as he likes. He manifests himself as he likes, when and if and where, and he sets the conditions, we don't set the conditions. But it's a certainty. Just as a seed produces, if properly cultivated, a seed produces the maturity of the seed, a sprouting plant, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We've been discussing that during this visit, Madhurya Kandambini. Just because mundane thoughts appear in the mind while we chant the holy name does not mean we should slacken our chanting. In one of Prabhupada's servants' descriptions of being with Prabhupada, he narrated a situation where one devotee in great distress came to see Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I am so much troubled by my mind, it's difficult to chant. And Prabhupada said one of his favorite sayings, what's the problem? What is the difficulty? With chanting, you make a sound and you hear the sound. What does the mind have anything to do with this? Then what is the problem? It means two things. It means one of the things it means is that person isn't hearing. Try it. During when I finish speaking, the Hari Katha part and the Hari Kirtan part starts. It's going to go on for a couple of hours. And maybe, as it sometimes happens, the mind will start to wander. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe. He's a wonderful kirtan singer. That is not, he's a good musician. His bhakti is dynamic. You'll see. But supposing the mind starts to wander, what to do? Just hear the sound. And when it's your turn to respond in the chorus, vibrate the sound. Try to appreciate the mood of the kirtan singer, Madhava, Prabhu, and with the same feeling. As much as you have some similar feeling, you make that sound. And the wandering mind will be captured. We'll hear what Bhakti Siddhanta has to say about that in a moment. What's the problem? Just hear. So if your mind starts to wander, just practice hearing. That's just during kirtan or during japa or any activity when it engages hearing and the mind is wandering. It's because you're not hearing. Or say it positively. If you're focused on hearing, your mind will be captured. That's what we're going to read shortly. Hear with the spiritual ear. Now, one of the things that Bhakti Siddhanta did is he wrote many letters, as Srila Prabhupada did. Now, wasn't the same system. Prabhupada had a typewriter and transcriber and this and that and the other thing. But Bhakti Siddhanta hand-wrote letters, and those letters were maintained and eventually formed a book, Padyavali. And here's one of those letters that speaks to this point. Hear with the spiritual ear. December 18th, 1928. The name of the Lord and the Lord himself are not two separate entities, but one. When the sound of the holy name passes over the lips, the conditioned soul, the conditioned sense of hearing, and the conditioned consciousness initially process the sound as if it were material. And that is how it is perceived. As a result, only the external ear hears it. This thing. Now he's going to speak about the spiritual ear. Did you know you have a spiritual ear? Say yes. Now you'll know. Since the other senses and the mind, so besides the ear, there's the other senses, and there's the mind, it's a sixth sense, which is the controller of the sensory experience. So senses send signals to the mind, and the mind is the center and processes them. Since the other senses and the mind are envious of the ear, which they consider to be an equal partner, the result is that such chanting does not affect the cleansing of anarthas. Anarthas means unwanted things in the heart, and chanting has the power to cleanse those things. But it doesn't happen if they quibble. That's Bhaktisiddhanta's word. This is another paragraph. We do not have the capacity even to theoretically know that the name of the Lord and the Lord are the same. Just as, it's a metaphor, piercing the ear is one of the Vedic rites for a young child. When our spiritual ear, see what's on the screen, when our spiritual ear has been pierced by the holy name, the other senses give up their envy of the auditory sense. It's how to control the mind. They know, by hearing with the spiritual ear, they no longer quibble with the ear, which alone can perceive transcendental sound. Then the flood of prema pours forth from all the spiritual senses and cleanses away the contaminants of opposition and malice. End of paragraph. Thereafter, the Lord's beautiful form, qualities, associates, and pastimes are revealed in the name, capital H, himself. And experienced by the chanter as something quite distinct from his previous experiences in the mundane world. He's saying he's experienced all this because of his Namavrata. 1 billion names, 3 times 64 rounds a day every day for 9 years. Tried to do anything for 9 years. What to speak of this kind of a vrata. He's an experienced sadhu. Then the kind of worries and distractions of the mind that are typical of the conditioned living being cannot remain. Finally, when we learn to hear as we chant, the opportunity to remember Krishna will automatically arise. At that time, Ashtakaliya Lila Smarana will become possible. That means remembrance of the pastimes of Krishna during different times of the day will appear automatically. It wasn't separate and never required. There is no need artificially to try for it, but we should constantly pray to the holy name for his mercy. That's the end of the letter. It's one of my favorite. There's many favorites, but that's one of them. So this is the ear conquers the mind. If you have problem with your mind, hear. When you hear with the spiritual ear, it conquers the mind. The holy name manifests in those senses that are engaged only in pleasing his senses. Bhakti. Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tat Paratvena Nirmalam. You know the verse. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam. Bhakti Ruchate. That's what bhakti is. Senses engaged in serving his senses. Another nice quote along the same line. The distance between ourself and our gross and subtle bodies gradually diminishes when we chant the holy name, and we soon revive awareness of our original constitutional position. Well, soon is relative. Soon as opposed to not so soon. And the sooner means depending upon how much we're following this advice or hearing with rapt attention. When we are thus self-realized, I hope you're ready to be self-realized, the Lord's pure holy name will manifest in our heart, and we will directly see Sri Krishna's transcendental form. So, his point is, it's not that we should try to see Krishna. The form of Krishna is revealed in the sound. So the striving should be to hear the sound, because then the mind is conquered and the other senses also become purified, and in purified senses, the perception becomes possible. And in the very elevated stage, it's a very nice artwork. It's an artificial intelligence design, but it's still nice. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his experience of chanting the holy name. And there he's envisioning Radha Krishna, according to this artist. And he experienced particularly the mood of Radharani in the separation that Radharani felt, the intensification of the love of Radharani when Krishna was absent, even for a moment, what to speak of when he left to go to Mathura. What a scene. We were discussing this in Gita Nagari during the Memorial Day weekend. What a scene. They went mad. And Krishna felt the same feeling, separation from them, but he had another mission: kill Kamsa. Because Kamsa was a terrorist. He was terrorizing the members of his family. He had his mother and father in prison. Vasudeva and Devaki were in prison. He couldn't stand that, so he left. And they were feeling great separation. And tears, chakshusha pravasayatam, pouring forth of tears of love and separation. Now that's a very, very intense state. Perfectional state. And we're not there, but there's a path that can take us there. And that's back to the starting point. So that's where we are. Just when engaged in kirtan, I'm supposed to end in 10 minutes so that you can all be ready for the kirtan. When engaged in kirtan, or when engaged just right now, be present with the understanding that Krishna is present. When we speaking about him, speaking his name, or speaking the messages about him, or glorifying his devotees, etc., Krishna is present. He likes. And he is attracted by that sound. And particularly, he's attracted by the devotion. It's one of the things that I'll say it again, I particularly appreciate about Madhava's kirtan. It's not just his very simple melodies and his style of kirtan, but it's his bhakti. You hook him up to a bhakti meter, the thing's going to short circuit. It's really amazing, right? Amazing. I mean, these devotees have been with him as his accompanist. And he's giving his association to devotees here in the Midwest and before then other places, and he's being very kind. So association with that sound vibration has the result of being with Krishna. And all we have to do is be present with Krishna, because he's there. He's not different than his name, and he's attracted to the devotion of the devotees that are calling his name. He's there. And we should be reassured. No, I'm here with you. One of the, as you heard the little, introduction to what I do and things like that. One of the things I like to do, I've been doing for 50 years, visiting universities. And one of the things that I do when I'm invited to a university is I ask them, do you have a topic that you'd like me to speak about? Or if not, I can suggest some topics that I would like to speak about. So they can you send us a list of topics? I send them a list of topics, sometimes 10, sometimes 20 topics. You want to know what the number one topic is? Overcoming negative emotions. The art of meditation, overcoming negative emotions. Number one. And when they hear it again, they want to hear it again. I was recently in China. They wanted to hear, there's a 5-part series. They wanted to hear all 5 parts. There's an ashram. Not supposed to say that. There's an ashram. And that's what they're devotees. And they want to understand how to deal with negative emotions through the process of bhakti. Kleshagni, we were hearing it from Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur. It's one of the first things that happens with bhakti. That there's the power within bhakti to Kleshagni, to eradicate or destroy miseries arising from material existence. And where do those miseries come? They're the body, but mostly it's the mind. And one of those miseries, way up there in the list of miseries, is loneliness. In the United Kingdom, in England, they've formed a ministry of loneliness because the government had to spend so much money dealing with people that were bent out of shape, feeling lonely. So they spent less money by having a ministry for loneliness than by solving the problems. This is whatever they do over there to help people who have emotional problems, feeling loneliness. And it's been around for like 20 years. The ministry, they're busy people. Simple solution. Just be present with Krishna. Know that Krishna is here. You're not alone. The path of bhakti is not a lonely sojourn. That you have a companion. Always. The image is meant to depict Krishna is in the boat, and that person with his back to us, that's us. And he's helping us cross the ocean of material existence. And he's with us. And by the bhakti process, we can know, and he's with us, he's present with us. And we should be reassured he's with us. I'm here with you. So that's what we're going to be doing for the next 2.5 hours, starting as soon as I finish speaking and the kirtan gets rolling. So I'm going to end and let our devotees that are responsible for setting up the kirtan stage do that. Thank you all for coming. And a little, I have a China Zoom class tomorrow morning really early. Tomorrow morning our time is tomorrow evening their time. So I'm going to stay for the kirtan a little bit and then evaporate so I can be awake and alert for the Zoom class tomorrow morning because it's really early. So if I'm not sitting here, don't worry about it. I'm preparing for tomorrow's Zoom class. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
We can take maybe one question if someone would like to ask a question from Maharaj.
I'm fine with just ending. Let's just end.
Maharaj, I had one question.
Okay, you bet.
You're speaking about what really touched my heart, what you're saying, that you're quoting Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, where he was saying that we need to be patient and not in a hurry, and be patient with the holy name, to keep trying and keep trying.
Yeah, Utsaha Nishchayat Daryat.
Yes. And can you explain to us on a daily basis, how do we be patient? Because we tend to feel impatient, that we're trying, but maybe nothing much is happening or not happening to our expectations.
Yeah. Well, as it's said in Christianity, the Lord moves in mysterious ways. You've heard that one before? The Lord moves in mysterious ways. And one that I say is, when you take shelter of Krishna, please understand it's on his terms, not yours. The servant who is serving the master says yes to the master. Whatever the master, turn left, turn right, stand still, run, go backwards. Whatever the will of the master is the desire of the servant. It's the life of the servant. So if I have that spirit, to the degree that I have that spirit, I certainly can be very patient. Because the master is the master. And the master is, by nature, is a loving master. That's why I'm serving this master instead of some other master, because he's a very loving personality. And so, impatience means mode of passion. I want, it's like a child. I want, and then stamp their foot, now. And if the parent doesn't do the now, the child, some child, will let the parent know. Now. So being patient arises from the confidence that the person who I'm serving, I don't have to go ask my mother or father for a sweater when it's cold out. They got 3 sweaters and a jacket. No problem. Which one do you want? So I don't have to worry about my needs. I have to consider reciprocating in a loving manner as much as I can, reciprocating in a loving manner with Krishna. And Krishna will take care of what my needs are. That confidence, the impatience is, I don't have confidence in the master. If I have confidence in the master, it's on his terms. When we surrender to Krishna, it's on his terms. It's not mine. I don't dictate. He does. This isn't good, this noise making. I'd like to end. It's past time for me to end. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for that wonderful class, as well as your kind association throughout this past 1 week. So many classes on the topic of Madhurya Katambini, and your personal presence during yesterday's groundbreaking ceremony. Your prayers and your blessings are most important for us, and we are all very grateful to you. Yesterday, we didn't have enough time to thank all of you after the groundbreaking ceremony. And first of all, I don't know how many of you were present, but whether you were present or not, all of you who are here, as well as those who are not here, I just wanted to express my heartfelt appreciation and gratitude for being here yesterday and supporting us, supporting this temple, and be the support of the worship of Shri Shri Radha Shyama Sundar. We are deeply indebted to you. We are very grateful to you. And may Shri Shri Radha Shyama Sundar bless you all. Yesterday's Yajamans, that means those devotees who sponsored the whole program of groundbreaking. We had a lot of arrangements that needed to be done, and it is with the support of these devotees that we were able to do that. There were 4 main Yajamans. They are Dr. Gupta, Manju Gupta, and their family. There was Setul and Rimal Patel and family, Raj and Asha Khanna and family, Dinakar and family. Thank you all for being there for us. Thank you all for being the support of this temple. I would take a couple of minutes to specifically speak about Dr. Gupta and family. They have stood with us from the very beginning of this temple construction, and they have stood with us throughout the whole time this temple was established for installing Shri Shri Radha Shyama Sundar here. They have helped us with book distribution efforts. They have helped us with the prasadam distribution efforts. They continue to help us in every possible way, and they constantly reassure us that this temple, they will never let it fail. So that is a lot of confidence for us to have. So thank you, Dr. Gupta, Manju Gupta, and family so much for being our solid support. Similarly, Setul and Rimal Patel and family, they are also part of our active congregation here, and they have come forward many times, and we know they stand solidly with us. Please give them a big hand. And Raj and Asha Khanna, similarly, they have come forward also many critical times of this temple, and they continuously, they wish to stay with us, and we are very happy to have them as our supporters. Please give them a hand. And Dinakar and family as well. Dinakar is very dear to us, and he really understands when we need what we need, and he always looks out for us. So thank you, Dinakar ji. And there are many other committee members who couldn't come this yesterday, but there was Gambhir family, Dr. Priya Gambhir, and her husband, then her parents. They are always here for us. Please give them a big hand. And for all the committee members like Neelam ji and so many others who are not here, they are traveling to China and other places. So even though they are not here, I just want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of them. Now there is a different layer of support. Another group of devotees, I will just read their names. Nimesh Bhatt and family, Dr. Ajay Gopalka, who is also, they are both part of our committee, Dr. Marwaha, Goodwin Asset Management, Hingles, Dr. Rahul and family, Yogesh Shah and family. They were also sponsoring the second tier of the Yatna that we performed yesterday. Please give them a big hand. And there are 56 other families. I cannot read their names, but 56 families in addition to these devotees whose name I announced. Please give them a big hand. And so what I needed to say, specifically what I want to say today is all of you, and all of you who come to this temple, and all these committee members and others who came to support yesterday's event, we know they love Sri Sri Radha Shyama Sundar. Radha Shyama Sundar is their heart and soul, and therefore they strongly believe in it, and they stand with us, and that's what is the strength of this temple. So we are deeply indebted to everybody. And with that, I will just very quickly do today's Sunday feast announcements, and that is, just give me a minute. These are the Sunday feast sponsors. This is today. Yeah. Pranav Sampath seeking blessings for friends and family. They are distributing prasadam. They are here. Pranav Sampath and family. No. Siddharth and family seeking prayers and blessings. They are not here. Chandrasekhar Rao family. Mohan Vanchalla and Hanu Nirkurti family seeking prayers for Bhuvaneshwari Vanchalla's onward journey. The family is here? No. Oh, they are there. Yeah. Please save the prasada. And once again, I just wanted to thank all these families and all of you who are constantly remembering some specific things in your life. You're either praying for somebody, or you're celebrating some good things that are happening, or sometimes sad occasions. We always distribute Krishna Prasadam to the devotees. And therefore, let us just chant the holy names of Krishna. Please chant after me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Those of you who would like to continue doing this service, please contact Abhay Prabhu over there. And now I'm going to pass this mic to Gopal Hari Prabhu. He has some very, very important announcement to make, because today the program is transitioning from class to Kirtan, and therefore we need to clarify how we are handling prasadam part of this, and so that you can just follow his instructions. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare. So after hearing the glories of the holy name and this getting so inspired, now is our chance to actually engage in it and participate in this wonderful festival. So actually, it said that the best food is the holy name. So the cooks today thought that since we have the holy name, there'll just be no feast. Well, for those of us who do need some prasadam, there's a nice feast downstairs. As we saw, there's a big feast, but that will start from 7 and go until 8. So it'll be from 7 to 8. So we don't have to go all at once. We take turns, could kind of trickle down, come up, and in this way, we all can have prasadam, and the Kirtan festival will go on until 9 o'clock. Once it begins, I guarantee you, you won't want to leave, so it'll be a difficult decision to make. Yes. In 2 minutes, I would like to introduce His Grace Madhava Prabhu, who's with us today. He's sitting there in the back in the green kurta. Yes. Let's give him a very warm welcome. So Madhava Prabhu is now known as one of the most beloved Kirtaniyas around the world. Not just among our known circles, but even at different yoga festivals all around the world, people seek to hear his wonderful kirtan. And he grew up in a Vaishnava family in Mauritius. And when he was just 5 years old, his father placed a mridanga in his hands. From that very young age, he developed a deep attraction for kirtan. As a teenager, he became determined to be the best mridanga player in the world. And that led him to the 24-hour kirtan in Vrindavan, where he met His Grace Aindra Prabhu at the Krishna Balaram temple. At that temple, 24-hour kirtan has been going on since the time of Srila Prabhupada. He instructed it should be done. And he was a very devout participant in that program, chanting often all night long for many years. And on his first day there, he met Aindra Prabhu. For several years, Madhava Prabhu played mridanga in 24-hour kirtan under Aindra Prabhu's direct guidance. There, Aindra Prabhu taught him that kirtan is not just about musical performance, recognition, or impressing others. Rather, kirtan is an offering of the heart for the pleasure of Shri Shri Radha Shyama Sundar. The name of the Lords in Vrindavan is Radha Shyama Sundar, and here also we have Radha Shyama Sundar. Those years profoundly shaped his life and devotional mood. Today, Madhava Prabhu travels throughout the world, sharing the gift of Harinam Sankirtan, many times on the streets. And recently, we had the chance to hear his wonderful kirtan in Dallas for many days. Through his heartfelt devotion, deep absorption in the holy name, and powerful kirtans, he has inspired countless people to engage and take shelter in the congregational chanting of Krishna's holy names. Today, we are very fortunate to have Madhava Prabhu with us, and we look forward to joining him in glorifying Shri Shri Radha Shyama Sundar. So with 3 very loud Hari Bols, let's thank His Holiness Romapada Swami Maharaj and Madhava Prabhu today. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! We also want to thank Rajapati Prabhu for so nicely organizing his program whenever he comes here. So the musicians, they can set up the program here, the mics, and we will begin the kirtan in the next minute. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Here? So everyone can sort of turn slightly this way, facing the deities. The curtains will open again very soon. Okay. 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 We need that someone to just say. Yes. So everyone, please, you come closer, face this way. We'll start in a few minutes.